doormat delivery on a Saturday evening. Snowing here in North Carolina, as you can see, and this is why I'm not going to be delivering this evening. We've had this coming down since about 5 a.m. this morning, and it's now getting close to 5 p.m. and it's still supposed to continue another 4 or 5 hours. We've probably got 6 or 7 inches already, and this is a place where they do not have plows to keep up with it. Roads have been closed. Getting out of my neighborhood is a road that's closed, and getting up a hill going back in towards the town that has the restaurants has been closed for a couple hours already. There's a big hill on that just gets really slick. So therefore, I have decided to stay home today, and most likely tomorrow too. Sunday is probably going to keep cold, and unless they get some plows through here, it's just not going to be worth it. But I did get out this week. I got out Thursday night and did all right. Made I think around $50 in a couple or 2 or 3 hours. Thursday night was interesting with an incident. The DoorDash app flaked out on me. It was interesting though, because I was doing an Uber Eats order and was on my way to deliver that, and a DoorDash order popped up for picking up from 2 places and delivering to the same customer. It was picking up at Chipotle and 7-Eleven and delivering to the same customer. I still needed to drop off the Uber Eats order, and Chipotle was on the way. But as soon as I accepted it, the DoorDash app was telling me to go to 7-Eleven, which was further out than the Uber Eats dropped off. So I was like, okay, I can drop off the Uber Eats, go pick up the 7-Eleven, then go back and pick up the Chipotle and deliver. All right, so I dropped off the Uber Eats, headed up to the 7-Eleven as the app was telling me, picked up the 7-Eleven order, and then the app started telling me to go to the person's house and deliver it. And so I did. While on my way there, I actually texted the guy and said, do you also have a Chipotle order? And the app was confusing me, but was asking him that. He never responded. The guy's name was John. He never responded, so I went ahead and delivered that. And it never told me to go to Chipotle again. It was basically saying, okay, looking for orders now. Anyway, interestingly, Uber Eats came up with a pickup at Chipotle. A new order for me to go to Chipotle. Chipotle plus another place. So I did that. I accepted that. While I was at Chipotle, I was actually having to wait a little bit, and I saw an order there for John, same last initial, and it said DoorDash. I was like, okay, this guy's supposed to have this order that I had already dropped off at. So I decided I'll just pick it up, and it wouldn't be too far out of the way for me to run back up there, just a couple of miles out, run back up there and drop it off. I remembered where it was, and so I went ahead and grabbed it. Well, I did pick up the Uber Eats, and then I had to go to another spot to pick up another Uber Eats, and the delivery for both of those were really close to both of those restaurants back there near Chipotle again. So I went and did those. While I was doing those, another 2 orders for Uber Eats came up, picking up just like across the street from where I was delivering, and then delivering those towards where the guy's house was for the DoorDash order. It's like, okay, I'll go pick up those 2 and then take his to him. Meanwhile, I'd been trying to restart the DoorDash app and various things there to see if I can get it to figure out what it's doing. Because it was also trying to get me to pick up other stuff, but it kept saying additional orders. Like the DoorDash was saying plus $5 for another order. I was like, well, that's weird, because it was looking for orders. I was like, it still thinks that I'm supposed to pick up this Chipotle, but yet it's not telling me to go pick up the Chipotle. Confusing, I know. If you're not lost now, then I'll get you there eventually. Anyway, so I went ahead, picked up the 2 additional Uber Eats orders, and started heading towards the drop-off for those. Meanwhile, as soon as I started doing that, I managed to get the DoorDash app to restart just enough that it came up and told me to go to Chipotle. Well, luckily I was kind of just passing by Chipotle at the time, so I quickly picked or selected on there already picked up or confirmed pickup, because I did already pick it up. I had it in the car. So I went ahead and told it I've got the order and to go ahead and give me the directions to the drop-off. So it did all that. It finally came up and said confirm pickup. And part of the reason I was wanting this to happen too was because it had never told me any payment amount for the 7-Eleven drop-off, the original drop-off that I did. It never came back and said the amount or the tip or anything. So I was a little concerned there that I was just not going to get paid for this order at all, which I was okay with. I was like, whatever, I'll just eat that one. It wasn't a big deal. But luckily it came up and was telling me now to go back to this guy's house and drop off the Chipotle. So I did. And I messaged him on the way. I was saying, sorry, this is coming so late. The DoorDash app really got messed up, but now I'm on the way with the Chipotle. Again, no response. I did drop it off. It did come in with the payment. Never heard back from the guy. It was like $9 total. It was supposed to be 3.5 miles. Probably ended up being a little more since I drove around a little more. Plus his order was really late. Probably half an hour longer than it would have been. But anyway, that was the DoorDash glitch. I also got out Friday night and only turned on Uber Eats this time because the orders started coming in really good, like $12 for 3 miles and $9 for 1.5 miles. I couldn't believe it. I ended up accepting the first one was like $9 for a couple of miles, and then an add-on for another $9 for 3 miles, and a $12 for, I don't even remember, but it ended up being like three orders total that totaled like $32, I think, or at least they ended up being $32 with a little bit of additional tip on there. That was all done in the first hour, and then the next hour had a quick one for like $7, and then another 2 more orders that totaled to around $29. It just got crazy and ended up making $92 in about 2.5 hours. Plus one of the drop-offs was a meet at door. The guy was actually outside getting stuff out of his truck after working, and he came out and he was like, so do you have to work tomorrow also in the snow? I said, well, I don't really necessarily have to, but we'll see how bad it is. And he handed me a $10 bill in addition to having already given like a $10, $8 tip plus the fare. It was a $10 delivery plus he gave me $10, so that one ended up being $20. So in 2.5 hours, I couldn't believe it. I ended up stopping because I was hungry and was supposed to be bringing dinner home to my wife and daughter anyway. But it ended up being $92 plus the $10 cash tip, a little over $100 total for 2.5 hours. I was just really surprised. It wasn't even bad weather last night. The bad weather, like I said, didn't even come in till 5 o'clock this morning. But it was a good night. I was really surprised. I'm kind of glad because basically today and tomorrow I'm getting $0. All right, so I got this email from DoorDash earlier this morning, and I'll put it up on the screen, a little easier to read, but I thought it was interesting that it said, customers rely on DoorDash when the weather makes dashing more challenging. Dashers deserve to be rewarded for stepping up. That's why we're testing a new weather impact fee paid by customers during specific storm conditions. I was like, oh my gosh, okay, so this winter storm that we're getting, they're going to kind of push for us to go do some delivery because they know they're going to get a lot of orders. But the reason people are doing the orders is the weather's bad and the roads are not good. But it's okay if the Dashers get out in it. Anyway, extra earnings. During specific heavy storm conditions, you'll always see a temporary peak pay promotion available to you in the Dasher app when the weather impact fee is in effect. 100% of this goes to Dashers. The temporary weather impact fee will be added to customer orders with every dollar going to peak pay for Dashers. Oh, that sounds great. Oh, as an afterthought, the safety of our Dashers is always a priority. This limited time pilot will only run during specific weather events. We never encourage dashing when conditions are unsafe. If conditions degrade or it's unsafe to drive, DoorDash may suspend operations in affected areas. Well, I would say our area has been affected by unsafe driving. So I thought that was pretty funny. But I did then get a text message from them just a little bit ago. Due to severe weather, we are temporarily halting operations in one or more starting points in your area. We'll let you know when we resume operations. Be safe and take care. Yeah, I kind of knew that was coming. I'd rather not be out there with other people who don't know how to drive. We've got a little bit of footage of the traffic locally here. I'll try to put that up, and also got some footage of the dogs playing in the snow. Hope you guys enjoy that. Stay safe. This has definitely been an interesting event for the Carolinas. I plan to get out again next week. Doormat delivery over and out.